go to black. That's an airplane mode.
Perfect.
Sounds good. Sounds good. This is good. This
Yeah.
is great.
Yeah. How's my?
Oh, you got to
Don't
cut
move.
knees too. I'm going to have to cut my knees.
Cut your.
Yeah.
We
Don't
were
move.
sitting on the sofa next to Jas's friend, both with one ripped knee, and we asked his friend to do the same.
Oh, that's right.
And
But
he
that was
did.
Jay, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That was a fun time. That was funny. That was a funny thing that you did. Funny person. Funny.
It's very surprising. Okay.
Are we?
You ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay. And let's see, volume, about this volume.
Always louder than anything.
Okay, always louder than I think.
Yep.
I'd like to start.
So usually your voice doesn't change at all, though. Just now, no change in your voice.
No change in my voice.
Even now, no change.
No change. Okay.
Still no change.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
that's a change.
Coming up behind you.
Oh. It's like, get your little child out of the way. This is a bicycle path in San Francisco. Your little wee bairn's about to a wee pancake. You can tell that I've been.
You should do these kinds of voices.
Yeah, it's fun. I enjoy it. Yeah. Like the one that
No,
I
I mean for a career.
How
I got all these careers for you.
You can have 15 careers, and I can have 15 hobbies. I can have 15 careers. There we go.
All right. Well, somebody's got to earn cash.
Someone has to earn cash. That's right.
Let's hit it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. So Mr. Alex Pellegrini, Show and Tell Volume 3.
Okay.
I've been looking forward to this.
Yes, I'd like to start right away with something that's very, very exciting. This is an egg that I found on the beach here. It was a blue egg.
Oh, right here.
And I decided that it needed a paint job.
Wow.
I created a face on it.
Wow.
And
She did.
yeah.
I'm going to leave it in the bag. I imagine it's very delicate.
It is delicate, maybe better, yes.
I think so, yeah. Oh, wow.
You could certainly photograph it.
Sure, sure.
Yeah. So that's
Very cool.
something that just happened this week.
So the egg is blue underneath?
Can you show the face in the camera?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
And we'll do still photos afterwards for all these. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, check it out. It was a light blue, Elizabeth, and then I just decided it needed a face and the back of the head, and it just evolved.
Yeah.
Leslie's really, really fond of it.
Reminds me of the Abominable Snowman, Jungle Edition.
Yeah. So that's number one, and then number two, and I think this will be equally exciting.
Very cool. Thank you.
Put that in here for now.
Sure.
We'll get back.
Yeah, it seems very delicate. I'm even nervous just handling it.
Well, it is an actual egg. So,
Right.
So it's.
Right.
I was thinking about painting maybe a whole dozen of them, and then not eating them, just having them.
Yeah, 'tis the season.
Would you like
and
an
under
egg?
heat lamps, so they,
This one I will take out, and this is a find at a flea market. I'm very impressed with it. And, Elizabeth, I think you will lose your mind. Well, let's do it in there. Might be easier.
well, yeah, we don't want anyone's mind to be lost before we're done.
This is a baby.
Wow.
This is a real thing.
At a flea market, you said?
Oh yeah, this is a real crab.
Where was the flea market?
This was in Sausalito quite some time ago.
Yeah, and how long ago did you find the egg?
This week. Yeah, this was
Oh,
a brand
wow.
new thing. I found it maybe Tuesday, painted it immediately. I do that with things.
A whole egg.
A whole egg.
Not broken at all.
Not broken.
Right there on the beach.
And it came in with the surf, so it was mine.
So you watched it coming in from the water.
No, I just found it
Oh,
as I
I
was
see.
walking.
That's very strange.
There it was.
That's really something. I mean, the idea that it's intact is
Yeah.
almost unbelievable.
I know.
Wow.
I found an egg this morning in a surprising spot.
Did you paint it?
No, it didn't actually occur to me, but maybe I will. Wow.
Isn't that something?
Ew,
Yeah, it's a little bit eerie.
creepy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's cool to have something you've had for 30 years and then things
Yeah.
you found a week ago.
Exactly.
That's a nice element of the variety.
A nice juxtaposition.
Yeah.
There we go.
Huh.
This is about,
You brought a bag of Coke to our interview. That's very
well,
interesting.
it's about 80 years old. And, it's a six-pack. Each bottle comes out.
Really?
of the container.
It's the real thing.
Yeah.
Enjoy Coke.
So it's.
And it says
it's,
trademark with a dash. It's hilarious.
it's a promotional thing that they were doing before my time,
Wow.
but quite neat.
Huh.
And the fact that they all come out of it.
Yeah, that's really cool.
These are things that you don't normally find.
cute.
Very much.
Like
so,
for a
yeah.
dollhouse, or not
I don't
necessarily.
think so. I
Yeah.
think it was a promotion that maybe kids would get. You
Yeah.
go to get your Coke at the gas station, you maybe get this as a take home.
Yeah.
So kids would have that. Hey, Dad, let's get a Coke.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. Advertising
But
campaign.
aren't they beautiful?
That's so cool.
Please return empty bottles.
It says that on the.
Yeah.
Think of the inflation now. Those bottles
funny.
would be
Oh,
worth,
wow.
would be worth a great deal.
Huh.
Huh.
And oh yeah, I shot.
Yeah. Very cool.
In other words, these might be floating in back of us as we're talking.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, this plant is
So, very good. And finally,
Yeah.
and then of course you'll get your ballots for voting.
very nice.
This one is very expensive. And again, we'll probably leave this in the plastic.
Whoa.
This is a perfume bottle, probably 100 years old.
Wow. And how'd you find this?
A neighbor was getting rid of stuff, and I said, "Wait a minute, you can't do that. I want that."
Yeah.
She says, "It's yours."
Beautiful.
I was prepared to fight her to the death. Yet
Yeah.
she acquiesced.
Hmm.
Isn't that something?
So
There were two women playing instruments.
right. So this would be a chin. It's called
Ah, chins.
QIN, and then this is a. It looks like it's an arhu, which is a two-string bowed instrument. It's like a little violin that sits upright,
Yes,
not under the chin.
And they play it in Chinatown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a.
So this might be your favorite. Like mask.
You don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, perfume would be put in that, and it would be on your dresser, your vanity. As a woman of distinction, you'd have plenty of opportunity to smell well.
It's never a bad idea.
It's a piece of art at the same time. So
Yeah. Very beautiful.
So with that in mind,
Could you hold it
I'll
up
give you
just for the?
ballots.
Hey, Alex. Could you hold it up once?
Oh
just-
yeah.
I know we'll have the separate photos, but it's helpful to see the item when we're doing
Yeah,
the.
sure.
How's that?
I don't think you had
Right.
a
Would you like to
chance.
hold it closer?
Sure.
Did you have a chance, Elizabeth, to do all four?
Yes.
You got the Coke and the little crab and the painted egg.
Yeah.
Super. Okay. All right, well, ballots are over there. We'll get them later.
Okay.
You want to move right along?
We'll do two different clips. so
Okay.
it's-
Oh, two clips.
Yeah. But or we could do it all as one.
I think 2 is good.
I think 2 is
Having
better.
said-
Yeah.
Shut.
Well, what I wanted to hear you before you got it. What I wanted. Thanks. I'm interested in your selection process
Oh, okay.
for how you put together the items for any particular
Sure.
show and tell.
Okay.
Because this is, to me, to my eye, this is markedly different from the last two.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me why. I'm not sure I understand.
So the difference between things that strike me as having collectible oddity value
Yeah.
versus things that are just really visually stunning and varied in their appearance, like artwork versus, in this case, commercial
Okay.
things.
Okay.
And
Okay.
an egg that you've painted. I like that you seem to have included things that you've done yourself often.
Okay.
But they, sometimes it's from a person that you know.
Sure.
And in this case, these seem different from the last two.
I
So I'm
got you.
curious
No,
if there's a
understand.
process you go through to pick these out.
Generally, what I do is go into a room, and for example, my library, and start thinking about, what's a good thing for a show and tell? And then I find that right in front of me in the bookcase, there's an object that fits the bill. Or I'll consider it. Maybe sleep on the idea, and then 2 days later, okay, that's it. And then I'll go into another room. Or perhaps the catacombs. Push away those skulls and those old lions and see what remains. And that's where the Coke was. And that's where the crab was. Somehow or other, it had escaped from my collection of necklaces. It was in an area it's not supposed to be in. So that's the other thing. There are lots of forbidden things that find their way into the wrong crevices and niches. They don't belong there. How did it happen? A moment of madness, a moment of confusion, just a mind game that happens without really knowing why.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, it's interesting because I wonder what the most interesting thing to you would be about let's say, for example,
Okay.
the Coke bottles. If it's just the smallness of it and the detail.
I like miniature.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really keen on miniature. But in the Coke case, I was involved with Coke as a kid. That was my drink of choice.
I see.
And even now, I don't drink it anymore because of type 2 diabetes. And it's one of the worst things you can do. So it's just like something like 10 spoons of sugar in standard Coke.
Right.
But it sure was good. And so that's in my childhood. The other things, for example, the crab, again, miniature.
Right.
Stuff from the sea.
Yeah.
I'm very partial to stuff from the sea.
Right.
Wearable.
Wearable, yes, wearable. Same thing with, well, the perfume bottle, not so, but this was also from the same lady.
Yeah, can we hear about that?
Yeah.
This is also a perfume bottle, but she had lost the stopper, unfortunately. So
So some corner of the carpet smells amazing.
yeah. Or me.
Right. Whoever it's spilled out onto. Right?
So this is more commercial. This is really unique.
Yeah.
This is an expensive item.
Yeah.
Again, miniaturization. I think that perhaps the theme in my mind might have been miniaturization for this episode. And the final one was the egg. Yeah. Well, the egg. When things appear to me, whether it's on this beach or in life in general, they are mine. Because otherwise they wouldn't be there.
Finders keepers.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good mentality.
And this happens with money. I often find a lot of money over the years. Did I mention finding $100?
I believe you did.
Yeah. Well, that was a phony one, perhaps.
Right.
Yeah. But no, I found a real one on Polk Street.
Since then?
About 2 years ago. Walking on Polk, suddenly with Polk and Green, there was a $5 bill folded. So I ran for it, really fast.
Mine.
Yeah, picked it up, and inside is the 100 fold. So I had $105 on my walk.
Wow.
If I didn't go for that walk and didn't walk that street, somebody else would.
Or
find
if you
it.
passed up $5, you would have missed out on $100.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's how that's what I mean when I say it was meant for me, because it was in my path. And all day long, if I'm out and about, I'm going to be finding stuff.
Yeah.
But of course, I'm looking too.
Well, that's right.
I'm really into it.
I've noticed that you notice things that I don't notice.
Yeah.
Often.
Yes.
Because your eye's trained on them.
That's right. That's right. And sometimes when I'm with people, it's I'm at cross purposes because I'm engaged in the conversation, but I'm seeing things that I would not be able to pick up. Damn, I should have stopped.
Right. The eyes and the ears have different criteria for attention, right?
And some people really get pissed off if you stop and pick up small change. Well, I mean, they're not angry, but they're annoyed. What are you doing? A full-grown person's a dime. Leave it alone. Let someone else have it. No,
a child.
It's mine.
Well, someone else that's too abstract. I'm here now, so is the money. It might as well be me.
That's right. And what happens about finding things is that then when I do go out and can't find anything, I come back from my walk and there's nothing on the beach, I'm disappointed. Really disappointed. I have to sort of go through a meltdown and say, damn, I failed. The universe failed me. Well, where was my stuff? But this is, of course, how I became a hoarder. And this is the trouble that I got myself into.
The expectation of there always being some new goodies set aside for you.
Yeah, exactly.
By the tides or by the...
Exactly. Now that's probably something you would not ever think about.
Never.
Yeah.
It never crosses my mind.
It's just not in your makeup.
There are things that cross my mind that most people are lucky to not be thinking about, but that's one thing that it would never occur to me to go looking for stuff or to even take an interest in something that I found on the ground. Unless it was something really, really unusual.
Okay.
But generally I'm sort of lost in this labyrinth of abstractions
that
may or may not have a minotaur waiting in the middle of it.
You may just be in your head.
Yeah,
in
for
a
the
very
most part.
cerebral way.
I am noticing what I'm looking at, but it's more like I'm walking through some kind of postcard or a painting. These aren't objects I'm going to engage with.
Okay.
You know.
But I think in terms of the noticing the things that Alex is talking about,
Yeah.
that he has a different kind of attention to and noticing of it.
Oh yeah.
And I was going to say about Jas,
Yeah.
he's very accepting of this kind of personality. Went on a walk with one of them, like me.
Yeah.
Because I do this kind of thing that you're talking about.
More like me in that regard.
Yeah. Like, ooh,
you
look
see
at that
things,
and check it out.
Artistic
Yeah.
perceptions.
Yeah. He's
You
very
guys are like
patient.
kids in candy stores.
That's right.
I sort of feel like I'm more looking at a photography exposition.
Right.
You know, exhibition.
And nor should you want to change necessarily.
It's interesting to see the different ways that people look at what they look for when they look at things, and what is noticeable and what pulls the attention, what sustains it.
Exactly.
And the criteria, basically the way you're evaluating something when you're looking at it.
Right.
And you're giving attention here and not elsewhere.
And there's the notion of possession, not just finding it, but no, it's got to come home. It's just part and parcel of my whole being.
Since you were a kid.
Since I was a kid, yeah. And it has gotten a lot worse. Well, I shouldn't say worse. It's gotten a lot better. Because I know from a distance, for example, I'll train myself to go to a field like Moscone Field on Chestnut Street there, which is a playing field for sports. Yeah. And my mission is to find tennis balls, hard baseballs, golf balls. So I'll spend an hour and I'll stand away and scan the entire place for a little bit of orange or a little bit of white that doesn't belong there. Run over and there's the ball.
Yeah.
So I come home with 10 balls, and then Luna gets to decide which one smells the best.
That's funny.
And which dog has had the most interest in me. And is it a pregnant dog or is it a mean, aggressive dog?
That's really funny.
And then she takes over and makes her decision. And then Leslie's pissed off because now Luna, who was really calm, is now really wired. And throwing the ball all over
in the
the
new
house.
toy mode, right? That's funny.
And won't listen. Don't try to take that ball from her. You're going to lose part of your leg. So anyway,
that's really funny. Yeah, because to me, I find some object. The last time I took something that I found lying around was something. It was this whole. Someone had obviously moved out of their apartment. There was a whole lot of stuff on the curb, and there was this whole bin of art supplies and things. And I just thought of Elizabeth.
Yeah.
To me, I see these things and they're totally alien. Like not even to be touched.
Yeah.
Ever.
However, supposing there were a lot of music books or perhaps a couple of musical instruments.
I would assume they were covered in like bacteria.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You haven't closed them off.
I have never in my life found. Well, actually, we did find this one classical music LP. I think it was Sviatoslav Richter doing a Beethoven piano sonata.
Bach. I was looking at it yesterday.
Was
I
it?
just brought it. Yeah.
Okay. Was it well-tempered clavier or what is it?
I can't remember.
Okay. I think it's a well-tempered clavier because I remember we had a conversation about it. Because the whole point of the well-tempered clavier is, not to get sidetracked, but the well-tempered clavier is the idea that before, because Bach made the piano as it is now.
Sure.
And before that, a harpsichord or anything like that, a keyboard couldn't play in all 12 keys and be in tune. Couldn't do it. So the idea of having prelude and fugue in every single key was absolutely, by the same instrument in one sitting, was unbelievable. It was a miracle of basically engineering acumen and physics.
So Bach made that happen.
Yeah, well, he invented the piano.
Wow.
And then wrote that piece of music to demonstrate what it could do, which is to play in all 12 keys in tune and every register in tune. No one had ever done that ever.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but anyway, if I found something like that on the street, I would take interest. But in general, I see. Remember that bag from last week?
The fish bag.
Yes, full of tuna.
Full of biomatter.
Yeah.
I couldn't have been more horrified.
You were really upset by it.
And I knew something like that would happen.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a problem with canned tuna. I have a problem with canned tuna that was open during the Carter administration. That's what I don't like.
She set that up, unbeknownst to you.
It's like a hobo.
We're setting you up for that. That's why I didn't go grab it.
No, I have a very strong reaction to disgust to a lot of things.
Really?
Yeah, I find things repulsive.
And this is parental, I'm sure.
I think it's.
Your mom said, "Hey, Jas, don't go touching stuff. It's full of germs."
Maybe, but I think I like things to be, orderly, clear,
Okay.
and unambiguous.
Okay.
Look at these two people you're with. It's funny you
Yeah,
say that.
and now take Peter.
I must be trying to learn something.
Take Peter. Peter will go out of his way to get access to something on the street.
Oh yeah, and he'll sit on wet grass.
Yeah.
Even that to me is like, I can't. That to me is like just.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
He's oblivious to the wet grass.
Well,
Because
yeah. I think he's aware of it and doesn't mind.
He doesn't
which
mind.
is actually worse.
Yeah.
Or like when people go like put their hands in dirt, like they pick up things on the ground and they have dirt on their hands. I mean,
Yeah.
this to me is like, how can you live your life like this?
Oh boy.
It's just like it's
interesting.
Yeah.
Now, if you had a child, would you hope to instill that consciousness?
I think people have
Or
people deserve to be who they are,
Yeah. Okay.
and I wouldn't necessarily wish that upon anybody else.
Yeah.
It probably
Because the natural inclination of the child might be to play with dirt.
sure, that's fine. I don't care that other people do things.
Sure.
I just don't want to participate.
This
Yeah.
is interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting discussion.
Clean.
Clean
is
stuff.
nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we're really different.
Yeah.
in that regard.
Well, that makes things interesting, right?
Yeah, it does.
You know.
And there are no two people that are exactly alike.
Thank goodness for that.
Even the twins.
That's right. Yeah, and they also start to look really, really different over the course of their adult lives. That's also fascinating.
Yes,
I mean, their faces look different, not just their clothing and their hair, but like.
Even though they may insist on keeping the facade of twindom by wearing the same apparel, there are distinctions. And if you get to know them, you can tell one from another.
What do you think? What does it mean for? I mean, how much genetic material has to be sort of parsed in the making of one person out of two other people?
Right.
And the idea that we just got two of these things at the same time. Well, I mean, you must be talking about something like the equivalent of the Library of Congress having to be put into a bookshelf.
Yeah.
You're not going to even if you had one extra bookshelf, you're not going to
You're
not going to get an exact repeat, right?
And I know about books, so you're absolutely right about that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt. This is fun. I think we should move along to the
We should.
classical music portion.
Thank you, and I agree.
We should.
I'm going to pause the recording.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely right. Yeah.